Hi friends, how are you? Hope all of you are happy and safe. Safe from COVID and also from the floods and also from heavy rain. There may be possibility that you are facing number of problems in your life, and in these problems you have to face the second semester exam also. So prepare yourself. Myself Jayashri Teli welcomes you in virtual video class of TYBA Special English Drama. Friends, we are discussing on the types of drama. In types of drama, we discussed we completed discussion about near about 9 types of dramas: tragedy, comedy, tragicomedy, melodrama, history play, problem play, realistic play, poetic play, drama, and epic theatre also. In present video, let's discuss on theatre of the absurd and classical Sanskrit theatre. Okay, these two types we have to discuss. Near about all these types we completed. So today's type we have to discuss is the first is theatre of absurd. Here the theatre of absurd, the term theatre of absurd is applied to drama that reflects the attitude that the universe is without purpose and that human life is futile and meaningless. In short, the term absurd reflects the attitude of the universe because this universe is without purpose. Meaningless life. Human life is futile and meaningless. मानवी जीवन हे अर्थहीन आहे. हे संपूर्ण विश्वाच्या पाठीमागे कोणताही हेतू नाही किंवा हे सर्व काही निरर्थक आहे अशा अर्थाने या ठिकाणी ॲब्सर्ड हा शब्द यूज केलेला आहे. लक्षात घ्या, मानवी जीवन व्यर्थ आहे, मानवी जीवन अर्थहीन आहे आणि या संसारामध्ये या जगामध्ये कोणताही अर्थ नाही असं इथं सांगायचं आहे. अंडर सच circumstances, man's existence become absurd or without reason. Man's Under such circumstances, man's existence becomes the absurd or without reason. The human life become man's existence, मानवी अस्तित्व absurd झालं किंवा विदाउट रिझन, काहीच अर्थ नाही, कारण नाही जगण्याला. का जगावं? डोंट नो. म्हणजे and there is no aim in life, goal in life, or achievement in life, nothing. Nothingness is very important in theatre of absurd, and it is the contemporary situation. In both form and content, it portrays human beings as isolated from others. Here in theatre of absurd, the characters are portrayed or the human beings are presented as isolated from others, and it is the contemporary situation. There is no conventional plot, dialogue, or character motivations. There is no conventional plot, dialogue, or character motivations seen in the theatre of absurd or in absurd plays. Beckett, Ionesco, Pinter, Alibi, Adolf are important playwrights of the absurd theatre of absurd. These 5 writers, Beckett, Ionesco, Pinter, Alibi, and Adolf. These are the important playwrights of so the conversation is absurd here, nonsensical, as the language reflects the preoccupation of the contemporary philosophy with discovery of the reality. It emphasizes the basic absurdity of human life. What it do? It do the basic reality of human life. It emphasizes the basic absurdity of human condition, and also it is much in common with the existential philosophy of Heidegger, Sartre or Albert Camus. मानवी जीवनाच्या अस्तित्वाचं तत्वज्ञान सांगणारं हेडगर असेल, सार्टे असतील, अल्बर्ट कॅमस यांचं जे काही तत्वज्ञान आहे ते या ॲब्सर्ड प्लेजमध्ये आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतं. द थिएटर ऑफ ॲब्सर्ड अटॅक्स द कम्फर्टेबल सर्टॅनिटीज ऑफ रिलिजियस ऑर फिलॉसॉफिकल ऑर्थोडॉक्सी. The theatre of absurd attacks the comfortable certainties of religious or political orthodoxies. Religious and political orthodoxies attack comfortable certainties of religious and political are attacked by the theatre of absurd. Especially Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, Endgame are the examples of theatre of absurd or the absurd plays. Eugenie Ionesco's The Lesson, The Bald Sparano is the example. And then Albert Camus, The Stranger, The Misunderstanding, The Rebel and the Caligula is the example of absurd plays. These are Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, Endgame, Eugenie Ionesco's The Lesson, The Bald Sparano, Albert Camus, The Stranger, The Misunderstanding, The Rebel, and Caligula. These are the examples of absurd plays we have to see. So I think you understand the meaning of absurd theatre. Absurd means nothingness, meaningless, futile, without purpose, without reason. There is nothing in life. There is no conventional plot or dialogue which motivates the character or which motivates the audience. And it is the real situation of the contemporary period. Because of World War I and World War II, people's life became meaningless. After the World War I and World War II, life became meaningless, useless, nothing special in life. That's why human being became isolated. He prepares isolated, remain isolated, and that's why this type of life shown in the absurd plays. And especially the writers are Samuel Beckett, Ionesco, Printer, Alibi, Edmond, Camus are the writers. Okay, these are some examples. Samuel Beckett's Waiting for Godot, Endgame, Eugenie Ionesco's The Lesson, The Bald Sparano, Albert Camus, The Stranger, The Misunderstanding, The Rebel, The Caligula. These are some examples. So, I think you understand the theatre of absurd. And now, friends, let's turn towards classical Sanskrit theatre. Now, all these types are studied from Western countries, from English literature through the perspective of all over world. Now, classical Sanskrit theatre is pure Indian theatre. We find, not find, but find, just a minute. Yeah. We find sources of classical Indian drama in the Gupta period. In this period, we find complex and multi-layered works and plays with conflicting philosophies of life and art. We find some fragment works. We find some fragment works of Buddhist poet Asvaghosh. We find in Gupta's bridge. You know that Samrat Ashoka, Chanakya, Gupta, They are the representative of the parades of India. Sudarikas, a Morha Kita, the little clay cart, it means Vishwa, Vishwakadatta's political drama, Mudrakshasa, the minister's signet ring, Kalidasa's romances were performed in this period, means in the period of Gupta. Here, in the period of Gupta, we also, there is one more and very important thing noted, and is that Natya Shastra is written by Bharata. Natya Shastra by Bharata was completed in Gupta period, in the period of Gupta. Bharata completed Natya Shastra, or Bharata wrote Natya Shastra in Gupta's period. Indian heroic romances called Nataka, which performed as a source of pleasure and insight for the audience in the same period of Gupta. In Gupta period, Indian heroic romances called Nataka performed as a source of pleasure and insight for the audience. Indian romances represents human emotions. In Indian romances or in Indian plays, we see the emotions plays very important role. The goal of Sanskrit drama is re-establish emotional harmony by exploring deeper relations with conflicts. The manifestation of these relations produce the intense aesthetic experience called rasa. Look here, what is important in Indian plays? In Indian Sanskrit plays or in Indian plays, emotions very important. The goal of Sanskrit drama is to re-establish emotional harmony by exploring deeper relations with conflicts. The manifestation of these relations produces the intense aesthetic experience called rasa. Rasa means what? Rasa is essentially the flavor that the poet or dramatist distilled from a given emotional situation. Rasa means what? Is essentially the flavor of the poet or the dramatist distills from a given emotional situation. जी इमोशनल सिच्युएशन आहे त्या इमोशनल सिच्युएशनमध्ये कोणत्या स्वरूपाचा फ्लेवर आपल्याला फ्लेवर मिळते आहे मँगो फ्लेवर और स्ट्रॉबेरी फ्लेवर चॉकलेट फ्लेवर हे फ्लेवर्स मिळतात इथे इमोशनल सिच्युएशनमध्ये काही वेगवेगळे फ्लेवर्स मग इमोशनल सिच्युएशन आपल्या इमोशनलमध्ये काय हॅपी और सॅड हे काही आपल्या इमोशनचे भाग आहेत तसेच अँग्री मोड कॉमिक मोड हिरोईक मोड असे काही फ्लेवर्स आपल्याला या ठिकाणी काही प्रकार पाहायला मिळतात इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ रासा देर आर 8 रासास There are 8 rasas: the erotic, the heroic, the comic, the marvelous, the horrible, the furious, the pathetic, and the disgusting. Here, just a minute. Yes. Here, 8 types of rasas: the erotic, the heroic, the comic, the marvelous, the horrible, the furious, the pathetic, and disgusting. Erotic means here a deep feelings of sexual desire. Deep feelings of sexual desire. Heroic, you know that, heroic. अगदी शूरवीर हिरो याप्रमाणे शौर्य गाथा. कॉमिक हास्य, मार्वलस आश्चर्य, हॉरिबल भयंकर असं काहीतरी, फ्युरियस संतापजनक, पॅथेटिक आनंद, द डिसगस्टिंग अपमानास्पद असं काही थोडे सन्मान नाकारणारे अशा अर्थानं. These are the 8 types of rasas. Every drama has a dominant rasa. Every drama has one of these 8 rasas, uh, full of these rasas. And for Indian aesthetic human emotions, Indian means bhava also has existed. There are 8 types of bhavas, that is Satyayi bhava means permanent. Rati or Shringhar means romance, romantic bhav. And Has, here we need one more A. Has means comic, hasha, comic. शोक, मेलॉन्चली, शोक माहिती आपल्याला, शोक सूतक. क्रोध, अँग्री, उत्साह, झील, आनंद. जिज्ञासा, अनेक्झिटी, काळजी असणं थोडक्यात. विस्मय, पुन्हा सरप्राईज. 9th इज शांत. आणि या 8 भावाच्या व्यतिरिक्त आपल्यामध्ये काही भाव असे आहेत सत्यही भाव, जे कायमस्वरूपी राहणार आपल्यासोबत असणार असं सत्यभाव असं. राती किंवा श्रृंगार मीन्स रोमांस, श्रृंगार भाव. हॅस मीन्स कॉमिक, शोक मीन्स मेलांचली, क्रोध अँग्री, उत्साह झील, जिज्ञासा अनेक्झिटी, विस्मय सरप्राईज. 9th one is known as the Shanta Bhav, tranquility. And one more is Anubhava. Anubhava is the outward manifestation of internal feelings through the eyes, face and gestures. Anubhava is the outward manifestation of the internal feelings through the eyes, face and gestures. So, there is we have to study when we study the theater of classical Sanskrit theater. They very long things we have to study, but we focus on the very short and important things. The last one is the Bharata, who wrote Natya Shastra. It is very important for MCQ. You have to remember that Natya Shastra is written by Bharata, and Bharata is the writer of Gupta period. So Bharata analysis acting into 4 components. Acting on the stage, he divided into 4 components. First is acting through the body, Angika. It is called as Angika, acting through body. It is called Angika. Is related to the gestures and movements of the actor on the stage. Acting through speech, Vachika. It related to voice intonation, recitation and singing. Here also this is related to the Vasika, speech. It means to voice intonations, intonation of low, intonation high and low, or high and down. Caution, then recitation and singing. Recitations and singing are also as related with the acting through speech. Acting through accessories, number of time actor act with help of the accessories he has. Aharya means such as makeup, costumes, jewelry and props he has to use. Acting through science of emotion, Satvika. Acting through science of emotion, Satvika. Relating to the physical manifestations of emotional states such as the tears. According to Kalidasa, Kalidas is one of the best Indian dramatist or playwright. According to Kalidasa, air, water, earth, fire, the sky, the sun, the moon and ritual sacrifices express Shiva's, and it means Ardhanari Nateshwara. Shiva is known as the Lord Shiva here. He is known as the Ardhanari, Ardhanarishwara means male and female, mixture of male and female. Purusha and Prakriti, Shiva and Parvati. These are concepts basically used in dramas by the Kalidasa. These are some examples or some concepts used in the dramas written by Kalidas. Okay, I think you learn something through the classical Sanskrit theatre. So we find the sources of classical Sanskrit theatre in Gupt spirit. This spirit we find the complex and multi-layered works and plays with conflicting and philosophies of life and art also. The Buddhist words Ashwagosas. So there are some fragment words in the Gupta period and also Sudrikas, the Marchakitaka, the little clay cart, Vaishwaka Dattas, political drama, Mrudu Rakshakas. Kalidasa is also the one of the wrote romances. So Kalidasa's romances were performed in this period also. The second thing is very important that Bharata, who note Natya Shastra in the period of Gupt, and Indian heroic romances called Nataka, which performed as a source of pleasure and insight for the audience also. Indian romances represents human emotions. The goal of Sanskrit drama is to re-establish the emotional harmony by thus exploring deeper relations with conflicts. The manifestations of these relations produces the intense aesthetic experience called a rasa. Rasa is essentially the flavor that the poet or dramatist distill from a given emotional situations. There are 8 types of rasas: erotic, heroic, comic, marvelous, horrible, furious, pathetic, and disgusting. Every drama has a dominant rasa. For Indian aesthetic, human emotions also exist, which here human emotions means bhava. Prema bhava, sneha bhava, raga, lobha, moha, masra, all things are included in emotions. There are right bhavas. Sati bhava means permanent. Rati or Shringar means romantic bhava or feelings. Has Hashya, comical, Shoka, melancholy, Krodha, angry, Usaha, Jila, Jigyasa, anxiety, Vishmaya, surprise. Ninth is the Shant means tranquility. Anuruddha is the word. Anubhava is the outward manifestation of internal feelings through the eyes, face, and gestures of the actors. Bharata analysis acting into 4 components. Acting through the body means angika, which related to gestures and movements. Acting through speech means vachika, it related to voice intonation, recitation, and singing. Acting through accessories means arya, it means such as things are related as such as makeup, costume, jewelry, props, etc. Acting through the science of emotions means sattvika, or relating to physical and manifestation of emotional states and such as the tears. According to Kalidasa, air, water, earth, fire, the sky, the sun, the moon, the ritual sacrifice expresses Shiva. Shiva means Ardhanari Nateshwara, male and female, Purusha and Prakriti, Shiva and Parvati. These are the specialist concepts used in dramas written by Kalidasa in good spirit. So, friends, let's stop here. Thank you very much. Best of luck for exam. And also one more thing, there may be possibility of one or two physical classes in college. We will meet in Dr. Ghare College physically. Thank you very much.